All right, welcome to Sweetcast. It's Clint. Finally, you can see I've got both of my hands. One of them is keeping a spot here. Both of my hands, and yet I'm able to look at this comic book on my coffee table, and that's because I finally broke down and bought that stand for my cell phone. So, congratulations to me, I guess. But we want to talk about Batman Year One, and specifically, I want to talk about creating a likable character. This is such an important thing, and you're going to hear it often. The reason I didn't like this book is because I didn't care if the character lived or died. This character was totally unlikable. There, this character had no redeeming qualities. You've heard it a number of ways, but it all means the same thing, and that is that a character is not likable. You don't care about that character. This book was extremely ambitious of Frank Miller because in this same story, Gordon cheats on his wife. And I remember when I read this, it just was contrary to every single thing that I had known about Batman. This was early on in my comics reading experience. And it's such a tough pill to swallow. It's such a terrible thing. When you have characters do something that is reprehensible, it's really hard to like those characters. So setting that up as your benchmark, this is the worst thing I'm going to have my character do. You're going to have to do something amazing to redeem that character or make them likable, to make a reader continue to read. This is very much as a story about Bruce Wayne, but I think just as much it's a story about Gordon. It's a story about a young police officer trying to do the right thing and failing in his personal life. So what we have here are two scenes essentially that are intertwined. You have Bruce Wayne's story that's, it's really nice because you can see in the coloring how it looks. It's sort of this lighter blue color. And then you have Gordon's story, which seems to be bathed in purple. And these two stories are going to intertwine. It's almost like it's one scene, but they're going to be happening at the same time. So it will draw some parallels between the two. So first off, I want to look at Gordon. He's going to get in his car, Lieutenant Gordon at the time, and a bunch of baddies show up. He puts up a good fight. He's a strong person. Ultimately, he's overcome, and they, beat him with baseball bats. They remind him. Let's see. They remind me that I've got a pregnant wife. Toward the end, I hear a familiar chuckle. Floss, which is his police partner, which should not be doing this. Now, keep in mind, all of this was because Gordon did the right thing. He decided not to partake in, some corrupt police work. Because he did the right thing, he made a choice to do the right thing. Something bad happened to him. Cause and effect. Because he made the right choice and something bad happened to him as a result, we actually like him more, just a little bit more. So what would make it better? What would make it better is if he comes out on top. He lost here, though. So his story arc is not finished yet in this story. So we move over to Bruce Wayne. I'm going to skip through this part. And what I want to do really is get back to Gordon. So here we are. Bruce Wayne now is not doing so well in getting in his car. We also have in the car, we have Gordon again. And Gordon has realized they're essentially having similar experiences in that they've been beaten really bad, but not broken. Just bad enough to not put them in the hospital. So he realizes where he needs to go to set things right. He's about to do something terrible to Floss, and you can see that by his facial expression. And here is the second fight now. We even have the two cars passing, which is Bruce Wayne and Gordon, I believe. And so that is interesting. It's of note. Oh, maybe I have that wrong. This is Floss. He causes a car accident. There you go. Yeah. They're both going in a car. There you go. Here's where they pass. Here is Floss's car, and he causes an accident, and here's the showdown. So he has to do this. because it's the only way that he's going to keep his family safe. So he's going to beat this guy for the right reasons. He needs to return it or show some strength. So he again wins this fight. If it's one-on-one, that's exactly how it's going to go. Lieutenant Gordon wins. Some of the imagery makes sense here. He's got him unconscious in the weaker position, lower in the panel, and he's going to leave. I'm going to read this here. But he'll know and he'll stay away from Barbara. Thanks, Floss. You've shown me what it takes to be a cop in Gotham City. And not just that, but what we're not being told here is this is what it takes to be a good cop. You have to be a little bit of an anti-hero. You have to be a little bit of a bad cop in order to achieve that. So this is a great example of how to make a character likable, even though they do some pretty unlikable things throughout. What it takes to be a cop in Gotham City could mean doing some bad things. And he does. That's a big theme about this. It's very much a gray area, and it's no wonder why this has sort of colored what Batman is from this point going forward, because it made those big statements about what Batman is and what this series is. So again, really good character building. If you can make your character do the right thing and get punished for it, that's fantastic. If you can make your character do something potentially bad, but do it for the right reasons, do it because they have to do it, they have no other choice, that's a great thing. Not only that, but people like to read about characters that can do amazing things. And even someone like Lieutenant Gordon, who is not a superhero, has no superpowers, because he's able to win that one-on-one fight. In fact, he was close, so close to winning when he got jumped earlier with the baseball bats. It makes him an interesting and compelling character, and one that you care about, and you want to see them succeed throughout the story. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I've got Downcast at the printer. I'm really excited to get that out to you. And Charlie Snogans is working rapidly on Fatal this week especially. So I'm really happy about that. I'm going to be sending some updates very soon on Fatal. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.